Our brand new head coach is already off to a really hot start, Falcons fans. Welcome into Falcons Today by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. The Falcons are officially retaining defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. Thank you, Jesus. Under new head coach Kevin Stefanski, he is back. I am feeling really optimistic today, and I'll tell you why. The first thing that I wanted to see Kevin Stefanski do is recognize what kind of season that Jeff Ulbrich had, which was unbelievable blitzer, right? Clear buy-in from all of the players, development of the younger players, and of course the franchise record for most sacks in a singular season. Now, I'm going to break down why these moves that Kevin Stefanski is making are off to the right start, and then ultimately what this is going to mean for Michael Penix Jr. coming up in this 2026 season. Before that, let's build. Let's build the channel. Let's build the program. Let's make this the #1 destination for all Falcons news and rumors, off-season coverage. No matter what, it starts here. Subscribe for more videos on the daily. Subscribe for more live shows. Less than 300 away from our next goal of 50,000 subs. I do want to bring up this very briefly for everybody that was talking about Kevin Stefanski's record with the Browns, whether that be for the last 2 seasons or for, the entirety of his tenure with the Browns. I will remind you that the greatest head coach in NFL history, Mr. Bill Belichick, had a 37-45 record with the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski had a 46-58 record. This is in no way a comparison of Stefanski and Belichick. They're not even on the same playing field. But this is to illustrate that the Cleveland Browns are a dysfunctional dumpster fire of an NFL organization and should be treated as such. So everybody that's looking at the last 2 years, only winning 8 games, there weren't any pieces around Kevin Stefanski for him to work with. Haslam went out and gave Deshaun Watson $230 million fully guaranteed, handicapping them for literally like 4 to 5 years. It was just a complete and utter failure. I want to bring a little bit of light in these next couple of episodes when talking about Kevin Stefanski, because I'm not going to convince people who hate this hire to change their minds. That is not my goal. I said yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago, that Kevin Stefanski is a B hire. I think it is a fine hire. I think it is a good hire. It is not a great hire. But I also hope that I can ease some of the hate surrounding the people that absolutely despise this move. Here's what Matt Ryan had to say about Kevin Stefanski. This is a long one, so brace yourself. We are thrilled to land a lead-by-example leader in Kevin Stefanski, who brings a clear vision for his staff, our team, and a closely aligned focus on the building of this team from the fundamentals through the toughness and active collaboration with every area of football operation. Stefanski is a team-first leader who puts a premium on accountability for everyone and every single player-driven culture. His experience in Cleveland and in Minnesota has given him a great understanding of the importance of working in sync with scouting, personnel, and the rest of the staff to maximize talent across the roster and doing everything possible to put our players in the best position to succeed. Kevin's style of leadership, combined with the staff and infrastructure in place here in Atlanta, gives us the confidence in our shared vision for the team, and we are excited to have him as our leader. Okay, a lot in there. Here's my overall question to you after hearing that. Do you trust Matt Ryan? I do. I don't think Matt Ryan went out and made this decision willy-nilly. I don't think he made this decision as a half-cocked attempt to just get an experienced head coach in the building. I think he went through his due diligence. He went through all of the candidates. And after Harbaugh left, he looked around and said, who is the next best guy? And I think he really did believe it was Kevin Stefanski. I disagree with that, but I'm also not going to slam him for this decision. I understand why he did it. Here's another thing you need to know. Where does the double dose of good news come in, as the title suggests? The Falcons are expected to hire Bill Callahan as their offensive line coach. Moose, who the hell is Bill Callahan, and why are you bringing him up? Probably one of the best offensive line head coaches maybe ever in the game. I mean, that Bill Callahan. So here's what Browns Wire had to say about Bill Callahan, who was coaching under Stefanski for a time in Cleveland. Across more than 4 decades in football, that's 40 years, Callahan has built a reputation as one of the premier offensive line minds in the sport, known for technical development, physical line play, and discipline in pass protection schemes. Who needs pass protection schemes? Michael Penix Jr. This is a great move. The Callahan move is great. Keeping Ulbrich is great. These are two really great levels, two really great decisions back-to-back by Kevin Stefanski. And make no mistake about it, if you're sitting here going, well, Matt Ryan made this decision, not Stefanski. No, because Stefanski had every opportunity to come in and say, here is the staff that I want. This is who I'm going to roll with. And Matt Ryan said, the coach's decision is the coach's decision. He wasn't going to fight it. So if he wanted to get rid of Jeff Ulbrich, he would have gotten rid of Jeff Ulbrich. He chose Ulbrich because he recognized how good this defense was under Ulbrich, if that makes sense. So what is your confidence level right now in Kevin Stefanski? Let me know in the comment section down below. My answer right now is probably a 7 or an 8. I am having a lot of faith right now in Kevin Stefanski. Now, coming up, we're going to talk about what this means for Michael Penix Jr. because ultimately, the most important position on the field is the quarterback. Everyone can agree with that. Right now, the Falcons have a bit of a question mark at that quarterback position. We'll touch on it here in just a second. But first, I got to tell you about my friends from Prize Picks. The big game is coming up very shortly, and there is no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it is always good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it is your last chance to get in on all the football action before next season. So, close the season out the right way with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. They also have a brand new feature alert. They have early payouts, meaning if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Now, how do you make a lineup? Very easy. 30 seconds to make. It takes literally just 3 steps. You pick your player. You pick the more or less on their stat projection, and you watch your money multiply. Up to 2,000 times your cash this football season on Prize Picks. So do Uncle Moose a favor. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Mr. Penix, where do we go from here, my friend? Well, he is scheduled to return from his ACL injury in August of this year, meaning he's going to miss the on-field portion of training camp. But we'll touch on the quarterback situation a little bit more as a general idea here in just a moment. But I do believe that Penix is the wild card in this situation, and here's why I say that. I know that he posted this on his Instagram page. He's excited about getting Kevin Stefanski in the building. He wants to go to work. He wants to compete. That's great. I don't know that Kevin Stefanski is going to ride with all of his eggs in the Michael Penix Jr. basket. I think it would be foolish to do that as well. Now, don't get it twisted on what I'm saying. I'm not saying you get rid of Michael Penix Jr., but if your plan moving into 2026 as the next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons is to only have Michael Penix Jr. as the starter and then nothing else behind him, that is foolish. Specifically because we all believe that Kirk Cousins is going to be out of the city. And if we go back to just this 2025 season, was Michael Penix Jr. amazing? No. Was he bad? No. Was the development under Zach Robinson terrible for his growth? Yes. All of these things can be true at the exact same time. All of them. So we have to take Penix with a little bit of a grain of salt here. But we also can acknowledge that his leash is a lot shorter now. Now you've got 1 season to prove it. You got 1 season to go out there and do it. I think he's ready to work. I think he's ready to get out there and show what he's capable of. I think he's ready to go out there and show what he can do under good offensive coaching, which Kevin Stefanski is a far better offensive mind than Raheem Morris or Zach Robinson ever were. I mean, Raheem's a defensive guy, but you get my point. But here's why the quarterback situation is so up in the air at this moment. You've got 2 major offseason events coming up. You've got free agency and the legal tampering period, which comes up on March 9th. Today is the 19th of January. That's 49 days away. 7 weeks away from today is when the legal tampering period starts. Free agency starts actually on March 11th through the 13th. So you'll see a lot of the signings actually coming to fruition on March 11th. And then the NFL draft is on April 23rd. I fully expect that the Atlanta Falcons are going to add a quarterback, regardless of Michael Penix Jr.'s availability week 1. You need a backup plan. Now, maybe your backup plan changes if you do believe that Michael Penix Jr. is going to be your starter regardless of, the quarterback situation in the draft or on the free agency market. But I will say it will be very telling to see what the Atlanta Falcons do once free agency starts. Some quarterbacks to keep an eye on: Malik Willis, Joe Flacco, Marcus Mariota, Tyler Huntley. Again, you wouldn't bring in Malik Willis unless he was going to be your starter. You could bring in Joe Flacco if he wanted to come in. He's played under Stefanski before. He'd be solid plan B. Same with Marcus Mariota. Bring him back to Atlanta. See if he can just sit behind Michael Penix Jr. Or Tyler Huntley, who I think has definitely earned the right to be a backup in a multitude of different systems because he is a very, very good backup quarterback. So, if you had to pick a quarterback to add this offseason, who would it be? You guys know where I stand. I'm still a Malik Willis guy, but I also understand that if you bring in Malik Willis, you're punting on Michael Penix Jr. And at this point, I don't know what the right answer is. And that's another reason why I'm not the GM of the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know if the right decision right now would be to punt on Penix or to let him develop under Kevin Stefanski. We'll see in more time. Either way, let me know in the comment section down below. Before we take on off out of here, one more time, we're building. The building blocks are put in place here, not only on the field with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach, but here on YouTube as well. If you want more daily videos, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 50,000 as soon as possible. That's all I got for you, Falcons fans. A reminder to hit that thumbs up icon as well. Rise up. I'll see you later today, and be cool.